Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We'll start week number 3. In week number 3, we will discuss the topic. Well, let me explain the difference between production and operation managements. What is the difference between production management and operations? Something that they are really on the same by different name. Other thing that production management is just a subset of operation management because operation involve more than just productions. If service concept added to the production management, it can be called operation management. Production management and operation management difference. Production management, it is concerned with manufacturing, while operation management, it is concerned with services. Production management is output is tangible. Operation management output is intangible. Production management job use less labor and more equipments. Operation management job use more labor and less equipment. Production management, there is no customer participation, while in operation management, frequent customer participation. Operation management transfer input such as a people's material and money to output, which may be good in services, while production management is a process with production of good and services. It deal the management of resource, input, machine, raw material, human skill, and etc. Now, this is the brief content of week number 3, that you will understand what is a strategy, how we will formulate the strategy, internal and external, different types of strategy, corporate level strategy, business level strategy, and positioning, application, and other strategy. In learning objective, you will learn what is strategy, internal and external, nature of strategy formulation, implementation, and as well strategy decisions. Now come to strategy. The word strategy is derived from the Greek words strategos. Strategos are strategas, meaning army, and go mean leading or moving. Strategy is an action that manager take to attain one or more of the organization goal. Strategy can also be defined as a general direction set for the company, and it is various component to achieving desired state in the future. Strategy results from the detailed strategic planning process. Our strategy can be defined as a knowledge of the goals, the uncertainty of event in need to take into consideration, the likely or actual behaviors of others. Strategy is the blueprint of decisions and organization that show it is objective in goal, reduce the key policy in plan for achieving these goal, and define the business the company is to carry on, the type of economic in a human organization it want to be and contribute its plan to make to its shareholder, customer, and society at large. So features of the strategy. Strategies are significant because it is not possible to foresee the futures without a strategy. Strategy deals with long-term development rather than routine operations. It deals with probability of innovation or new product or new method of productions or new market to be developed in the future. Strategy is created to take into account the probable behavior of a customer and competitors. Strategy dealing with the employee will predict the employee behavior. Our strategy is a well-defined roadmap of an organization's. It defines the overall mission, vision, and direction of organizations. The objective of a strategy is to maximize an organization's strength and to minimize the strength of competitors. So simply, strategy in a short is a bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to be. So this was the simple definitions regarding the strategy. Internal and external. External factors that affect an organization may be political condition, economic conditions, legal environment, technology, competition, market. So external factors are those factors which beyond the control of organizations that we cannot control. While internal factor of organization or internal factor are those factors that we can control: human resource, facilitating equipment, financial resource, customer, product and services, technology and suppliers. So sometimes for the internal and external we have different scenario. This is also called business environment. Business environment, we have internal environment and we have external environment. Let me explain environment. Environment may be defined as a set of conditions, social, legal, economical, political or institutional, that are uncontrollable in nature and affect the function of organizations. Business environment has two components that I have explained: internal and external. Internal environment, it is also include the 5 M's again. So business environment is further divided into two broad categories: internal environment and external environment. Beside this, in internal environment we have value system, mission and objective, organization, structure, corporate culture, quality of a human resource, labor union, physical resource and technological capability. While external environment is further divided into two categories: microenvironment and macroenvironment. Microenvironment could be organization, customer, competitor, market, intermediaries, while macroenvironment can be economic, political, legal, technology, global, socioculture, and demography. Different operation of operation management is product management, supply chain, inventory, forecasting, scheduling, quality, facilities planning, and management. Now we will discuss different strategies. Growth strategy of a new product or features. Most of small companies have learned to grow their business and increase sales and profit. Some common growth strategy in a business include market penetration, how to penetrate the market expansions, product expansion, diversification, and acquisition. A small company may also adopt a growth strategy by finding a new market for its product. Sometimes company find a new market for their product by accident. For example, a small consumer soup manufacturers might discover through marketing research that industrial worker like it is a product. Hence, in addition to selling a soup in a retail store, the company could package the soup in a large container for a factory and plant workers. What is a market research? Defining a goal. Identify the target audience, that who will be the target customer. Recognize the habit of the local customer buying habits. Explore the competitor. Marketing research, opportunity and strategy. Remember, the most difficult task is that to define opportunity. When opportunity has been defined, it is very easy to make market expansion. It is very easy to make a product expansion, diversifications, market penetrations, and develop different types of strategy. Shape the product or service identity. Understand what the client like. Remembers, when you make the product or when you make the services, you will understand what the client like. Or if you remember in marketing, the lecturers will told you that customer is king because customer pay the amount of money. It's about the existence product. Product differentiation strategy is a marketing strategy that the business use to distinguish product from a similar offering on the markets. The difference could be something concrete like speed, power, performance, and better services. Small company will often use a product differentiation strategy when they have competitive advantage. So that competitive advantage could be if a company is a manufacturing company and they have tough competition in the market. So obviously the company will use a product differentiation strategy to set themselves apart from the competitors. However, a product differentiation strategy can also help the company build brand and loyalty. Price scheming is a product pricing strategy by which a firm charges the highest initial price that the customer will pay, then the lower is over time. Pricing strategy involves charging a high price for product, particularly during the introductory phase. A small company will use price scheming strategy to quick recover. It is a production and advertising cost. However, there must be something special about the product for the consumer to pay the. So pricing scheming strategy involves charging high price for the product, particularly during the introductory phase. A small company will use pricing strategy to quickly recover its production and advertising. An example would be the introduction of the new technology. A small company may be the first to introduce a new type of solar panel because the company is the only selling the product. So customers that really want to solar panels maybe pay the higher price. And this advantage of price scheming is that it is intended to attract the competition relatively quickly. Enterprising individual may see the profit that the company is reaping and produce their own product, provided that they have technologically know how. Merger and acquisition. Merger and acquisition are strategic decisions taken for maximization of a company growth by enhancing its production and marketing operation. They are being used to gain strength, expand the customer base, cut the competition, or enter into new market or product segment. A small company with extra capital may use an acquisition strategy to gain competitive advantage. An acquisition strategy entitled purchasing another company or one or more of its product line. For example, small grocery retailer on the East Coast may purchase a comparable grocery chain in the Midwest to expand the operation. So those people who have small, those individual who have a small company with the extra capital may use an acquisition strategy to keep or to gain the competitive advantage in acquisition. So here, see, this is the overall strategic management model. This is a separate subject, strategic management, while here in production operation management we need different types of strategy. On the The left hand side, see environmental scanning. We have external and internal. Then we have strategic formulation, strategic implementation, and strategic evaluations. In strategic formulation that we will discuss later on, strategic formulation we have consist of these steps: mission, reason for existence; objective, what result to accomplish by when; strategy means plan to achieve the mission and objective through policy or broad guideline for a decision making; strategy implementation, when we want to implement the strategy, so we need program, activity need to be accomplished; budget, cost of the program we need; and procedure, sequence of step need to do the job. The last phase of the strategic model is evaluation and control. The whole process should be monitored performance and take the corrective action are done or not. So this was the strategic model that we will discuss: the strategic formulation, implementation, and evaluation. Strategy formulation. Strategy formulation is the process by which an organization chooses the most appropriate course of action to achieve its defined goal. The process is essential to organizations' success because it is provide a framework for the action that will lead to the anticipated result. Our strategy formulation is analytical process of selection of the best suitable course of action to meet the organization goal, objective, and vision. It is one of the steps the strategic management process. The strategic plan allow an organization to maximize resource, provide financial plan, and establish the most appropriate action for increasing profit. It is examined through SWOT analysis and strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. Some steps for strategy formulations that we will have to write a vision statement, mission statement, define the company profile, study the external environment, internal environment, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. Long-term objective, alternative strategy, and strategy selections. Study the whole external environment, deciding the action for accomplishing the mission of organization, selecting the long-term strategy which will most effective. So once the strategy has been formulated, then we will implement the strategy. For implementation of the strategy, we need annual objective, policy of the company, and employee motivation and resource allocation to each department in each sections. So the most necessary is that when the policy, the strategy is formulated. After the formulation of the strategy, we need to implement strategy in the entire organizations. So for the implementation of the strategy, we need annual objective of organization. Every organization have their own annual objective. So that annual objective we will reach through some policy and employee motivation and resource allocation for each task, each department, in each individuals or each resource. We need allocation of money, allocation of human resource, financial resource, physical resource, and so on and so on. Let me explain the level of strategic formulations. We have three level of strategy formulation, or we have three level of strategy that use an organization: is a corporate level strategy, business level strategy, and functional level strategy. Let me explain very shortly. Corporate level strategy. This level outline what you want to achieve: growth, stability, acquisition, or it focus on what a business you are going to enter the market. Business level strategy This level answered the question of how you are going to compete. It plays a role in those organizations which have smaller unit of business and each is considered as a strategic business unit SBU. And the last is functional level. Functional level, functional level, this level concentrate how an organization is going to grow. It define daily action including allocation of resource to deliver corporate and business level strategy. And the last topic is what are the product positioning strategy. Product positioning strategy is a marketing strategy that help place a product perceptually in the mind of consumer. Positioning typically require creating difference between your product or services and your competitor offering, but can extend it to your own product if they are marketed under a different brand. An effective positioning strategy considers the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, the need of the customer in market in the position of competitor. The purpose of positioning strategy is that allow a company to spotlight a specific area where they can outshine and beat their competition. There may be seven approach or there are seven approach to positioning strategies using a product characteristic or customer benefit as a positioning strategy. Pricing is a positioning strategy. Price is the amount of money we charge on the product. Remember, you must care 2 points in your mind. When you charge the price, you must care 2 points. Purchasing power of the customer and product value. Positioning strategy is based on product process. Positioning strategy is based on the product class. Remember, strategy positioning strategy is based on the product class. Positioning strategy is based on the product process. Position strategy is based on the use of application. Position strategy is based on positioning strategy or using product characteristic or customer benefits. Thank you.